types of music, and but I find it enjoyable to do that.
To rock everyone's blocks.
Pretty much, yeah.
From performing live in countries across the world, as you've just said, is there an emergency track, like a go-to that you know will get everyone on the dance floor jumping, just in case anything starts to go wrong?
I used to think that way, and when I thought I had the emergency track, that emergency track, depending on where I was, would clear the dance floor.
What was it?
There were so many. There were too many dimensions. So there is no emergency track. There's no such thing as one track that will just totally smash everywhere. Because it might be killer in London, and I might be in Australia, and it's like a no. While I might be in Moscow, it might be yes, and I might be in Japan, and it'll be no. So there's no such thing as the emergency track. You just got to really pay attention to what the floor is doing, and just use your best knowledge, pretty much.
You've got to use different tracks to rock different blocks.
There it is. There we go. Yeah.
Let's talk about your new release, the Grandmaster Flash Collection, out on Monday. What did you want from this album, and what's it given to you in creating it? I
have to say I've been asked to do this quite a few times from various record labels, and the representatives that came to me didn't sound like they would be able to pull off my wish list. Let's just call it a wish list. So when I said to some of my staff members, I said, listen, I want to do a compilation of sorts. So Haley went out and she looked for somebody by the name of Simon. So in a couple of days, Simon sat me down at lunch, and he had this burning desire in his eyes. And I said to him, what I want are not necessarily songs that are chart toppers, but floor smashers. And he looked me dead in my eye and said, let's go. I said, are you absolutely sure? I'm getting ready to give you some suggestions that might be difficult to find, songs that didn't really sell millions and millions of records, but are great grooves. And he said, let's go. So the biggest mission was making the phone calls, calling up the managers and the record labels and finding out where this is and where that is. I think Simon and I must have went through countless of calls. I don't think we got sleep through the months looking for these particular songs to put on this. And I'd have to say this particular project is my wish list. It is my wish list, and Simon and Sony played a major part in that.
I like the sound of Simon.
Why do I say Simon?
I like him. He sounds like a great guy.
He's very serious at what he wants to get done. And that there is probably when I was talking to him eye to eye, it's like I just read his seriousness. And then from there I said, let's do this.
And who wants to top charts when you can smash floors?
Yeah, it's got to be able to, it's got to be the killer joints that not only just the memories, but it's got to be the things that smash the dance floor. And that's what this is, because I've been buying compilations for a very long time. So if there's like 30 songs on it, I may get 4 or 5. But on this compilation here, and because I travel the world, I think the majority of these songs are killer dilla. That's how I see it.
Obviously, we're gonna find out on Monday when it drops here.
Yeah.
But can you give us a little idea of what we can look forward to?
On Monday?
Yeah.
Ooh, I don't know. I don't understand your question. To look forward to. What do you mean?
What can we expect from it?
Oh. Y'all tell me. What can we expect from it? Think it'll be pretty good? You think it'll be pretty good? You think it'll be pretty good? That's it. And that's all I can tell you.
I know what. Don't give anything away. I think that's the main thing, actually.
Yeah.
We've got some social media questions now.
Sure.
So if there's anything you don't like, it's not my fault. It's from other people.
Nothing's perfect. We'll see what happens.
First of all, Ryan Murphy, not the guy who wrote Glee. What was it like to DJ in the 70s?
It was the experimental years. And during those experimental years, I figured out a way to take the break from a pop record and connect it to a jazz record and connect it to a blues record and connect it to an R&B record and connect it to a funk record, each time to the beat. So it was the experimental years of taking all the wonderful music from the 70s, because I am a strong believer that the 70s probably made the best grooves ever, and it spawned the 80s and so on and so on and so on. So during them 70s, I was able to play a Michael Jackson into a Billy Squire, into an incredible bongo band, into Queen, into like all these different genres were quite wonderful, and the grooves were so hot then. So that there is.
Was it your favorite decade to DJ in?
I think I don't know if I have a favorite decade, because every country that I go to, I learn something new. I learn what not to do and what to do. So it's a progress. It's in works. So that's the only answer I can give you right now, because I'm still doing it.
It's constant development, constant combination.
Probably, yeah.
Well, that would make this decade the best, because you've got the most behind you.
I'd have to say, far as an audience, I probably had the biggest audience this year than ever in my career. I get lots of love from around the planet now. It's really wonderful to be recognized as a DJ who has contributed to this culture we call hip-hop.
That's actually, I've got a question quite touching on that. Do you think that hip-hop, the music, has become bigger than the culture, since you're talking about hip-hop culture? And that was from J. Homer T.
Do I think? I don't understand the question, because the music is part of the culture. So how do I answer that?
Has the culture surpassed the music?
The culture and the music are parallel. They're a part of each other. It's like hip-hop is the umbrella. And under the umbrella hip-hop, there's the DJ, the MC, the breakdancer, and the rapper. So I don't think one is bigger than the other. They all intertwine with each other.
I was hoping you'd say intertwined. Inexorably intertwined. Shani Alexander Steele says, what moment in your career do you feel was the most important towards your success as an artist?
I would have to say, when I figured out a way by putting my fingertips on the record and having absolute control of the vinyl, being able to flawlessly go from one beat to another on time to the beat, was probably my most shining moment. Because from there, I was able to build on and do other things musically, and other things and other things and other things, and it's got me here.
And you remember it as a moment that happens.
Yeah, it was a very, 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 very amazing moment for me.
Howard Ellis says, did you ever think when you filmed the scene in Wild Style that all these years later you'd travel the world and be a pioneer in hip-hop? Does anyone ever think they're going to be a pioneer in hip-hop at any point?
Absolutely not. You know, because you're in the moment and you're just doing it. So there was no forethought. It was just I'm in the present moment at this time, and I think that Wild Style did play a major part, and actually that scene was somewhat of a fallback, because we were supposed to shoot that in an outdoor place called the Band Shell, but it started raining really bad, and the producers could not rent the cameras for another day. So they packed up and they took me home, and then some of the crew had to go to the bathroom. So I invited them up to the flat. And they were looking around, and they says, can we shoot that scene right there? I said, right where? I said, could we shoot the scene in your kitchen? I'm like, are you kidding? He says, yeah. And that scene ended up being probably one of the most talked about scenes in the movie. So things just happen by the way they happen.
Does it ever just surprise you, when it take you by surprise that you are called a pioneer these days? I feel like I've said pioneer a lot, but that's how you get described.
I think that we're all born with gifts. That's how we're all born. Some of us find our gifts when we're very young. Some of us find our gifts in our middle years, and some of us find it when it's later on. It's just my gift. That's it. And I'm a human being like everybody else in this room, and it's just my gift. And that's it. I can't take it with me when I'm going. And that's just how I see it. It's just my gift.
It's a pretty good gift. I'm good at Minesweeper.
There it is, and that's the way it goes.
Glad you appreciate that. One final question here from social media. I've got George Gonzalez who says, who or what is your favourite group or artist? I don't know if that's a bit limiting.
My favorite group or artist, like I was telling you guys, I don't have a favorite song in its entirety.
You can have a collection of artists you love.
I'd probably be here till 2050 just saying songs that I would, enjoy. But do I have a favorite song? I do like to listen to like opera, chamber music. I'm real big on that. And the reason why I enjoy that music is because of the rhythms that they're on. So when I'm getting busy on the turntable, some of them rhythms I do use. So I listen to like Tchaikovsky, I listen to Stravinsky, I listen to artists like that, those kind of songs I listen to. The other ones I perform to please you guys because I already know them. It's just the idea for me to get you to like them, and that's how it works.
But you do like them.
Of course I like them, but I mean, it doesn't mean as much to me unless you're like them, because I'm a servant. So the key thing for me is how may I serve you? So if I can serve you with what I think is hot, and you convince me by getting busy, then I know that it's hot. But it's really up to the audience. That's how it goes.
Well, for many decades you've been serving us so well and continue to do so. Thank you so much. It's been an absolute pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, Grandmaster Flash.
Thank you.
like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Broken glass everywhere. People pissing on the stage, you know they just don't care. I can't take the smell, can't take the noise. Got no money to move out, I guess I got no choice. Rats in the front room, roaches in the back, junkies in the alley with the baseball bat. I tried to get away, but I couldn't get far, cause a man with the tow truck repossessed my car. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. Standing on the front stoop, hanging out the window, watching all the cars go by, roaring as the breezes blow. A crazy lady living in a bag, eating out of garbage pails. Used to be a fag hag, such a dance to tango. Skipped the life and dango. A zircon princess seemed to lost her senses. Down at the peep show, watching all the creeps, so she could tell her stories to the girls back home. She went to the city and got so diddy. She had to get a pitch, she couldn't make it on her own. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. My brother's doing bad, stole my mother's TV. Says she watches too much, it's just not healthy. All my children in the daytime, Dallas at night. Can't even see the game or the Sugar Ray fight. The bill collectors, they ring my phone and scare my wife when I'm not home. Got a bum education, double-digit inflation. Can't take the train to the job, there's a strike at the station. Neon King Kong standing on my back, can't stop to turn around. Broke my sacroiliac, a mid-range migraine, cancer membrane. Sometimes I think I'm going insane, I swear I might hijack a plane. Don't push me, call, I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going under. It's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how I keep from going